Hey there, Pam. I just heard the news from Tony. Are you really going to completely renovate the second story at your family home? Tony heard about it from your mom, and he was telling me about how amazing the whole space was going to look after everything was finished. Yeah, we decided to knock down some of the walls and create a much more open feeling for the area. It should be nice. Then we were going to make some changes to the bathroom and even try and build a mini kitchen up there to make living up there easier. Wow, so you're basically going to have two homes inside one building, pretty much. Well, we're doing a lot of thinking about how we could make improvements to the house since my parents and I live here with his parents. But yeah, we decided basically to try and create two units inside of the one house. That's amazing! I bet that it's going to turn out just super. And I just know that the second floor is going to get some amazing natural light, especially if you're going for an open floor plan. And with some plumbing going on up there as well, it's just going to be the perfect living space. Wow, I would say that you're much more excited about the renovations than some of us here at home are. But it is really fun, I will say. We're going to go to the hardware store and think about paints for the walls. Oh, I bet it's fun. I used to love making my own house on computer games when I was younger. It's so nice just getting to make a space all your own. And just make sure you don't get too carried away and go for some crazy design you'll regret later. I mean, especially since you're just the daughter-in-law living there, you wouldn't want to ruin the house for your in-laws, right? So just make sure you're not running off with your own design ideas and not listening to anyone else's opinion on the matter. Sorry, I don't think I'm quite following you there. What do you mean by that? Well, you're going to be destroying my room in that house, right? You do realize that I grew up in the house, too. I'm sure that my parents have a lot of important memories in the second floor, and I just hope you're being sensitive to their wishes with this. Ah, okay, I think I understand. Well, if you're wondering if I've asked them if it's okay to go ahead with this, they've said yes. I see. But I bet that you're going to put all this money into renovating the second floor and then just keep it all to yourself, aren't you? I hope that you're at least spreading some of the love to my parents, too. I'm sorry, but I still really am not sure what you're talking about with that. Okay, well, you said that you were going to have running water and plumbing installed on the second floor, right? Well, I just hope that that isn't going to affect the first floor in any way. I'm really not sure at all what you're asking. We're working with a team of professionals who aren't going to let one half of the house go without water. Besides, the pipes on the first floor were all replaced about 5 years ago, so there shouldn't be any issues. It was when your mom was making some changes to the kitchen at the house back then. And you really think that the pipes haven't gone at all bad in the last 5 years? That means they've been there since before the last Olympic Games. Is that a metric that plumbers use when considering the age of pipes? I'm just saying that I hope you remember to renovate the whole house and not just the second floor. I'm sick of coming over and looking at all the old appliances on the first floor, so make sure you're changing everything. I really don't think that there's any real practical need to do any of that at all, really. Oh, and if you're going to renovate the first floor kitchen, then you might as well buy all new table and chairs as well. Just make sure that whatever you do for one area, you do for the other. And you have to remember that my parents are getting old, so make sure you do something to open up the first floor plan as well, got it? Okay, no, hold on just a second. None of that is going to be happening at all. We have a budget and a plan for what we're going to make changes to. If we add on the whole first floor, then that's basically building a new house from scratch. I appreciate your suggestions, but the renovations are going to be between my husband and I and your parents, okay? Are you really sure about that? You know that I'm only mentioning all of this because I want you to care about my parents, right? Are you really saying you don't care about them enough to do this? It has nothing to do at all with any of that. Why would you even say that? Well, it's just that my parents are going to be retiring soon, so they're only going to have their pensions to live off of. I figured the least you could do as their daughter-in-law is help fix up their house. I mean, after all, they're being kind enough to let you and my brother live there with them, right? Bianca, I know what you're trying to do, but I've already told you that we've established a plan and a budget, and we're sticking to both. Well, it sounds to me like you're going to need a new budget and a new plan, so hop to it. If you fix up the whole house, it'd be cheaper than doing things one at a time as you need them. And I don't want to hear any excuses about money. It's not like either of you even pay rent there. I know you're both loaded. Hey, Adam, are you there? I think we might need to pause all the construction and go back to the drawing board.
Go back to the drawing board? Pam, why in the world would you want to do that? We just picked out the colors that we're gonna paint the walls.
I know, but I was just talking to your sister, Bianca. I told her about how we were fixing up the second floor of the house, and she told me that we needed to think more about your parents.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
Well, she basically said that anything we were doing for the second floor, we should also do for the first floor as a gift to your mom and dad.
But if we were to redo the entire first and second floor, then we might as well just be building a whole new house. Besides, we already figured out the budget for this and everything.
That's what I tried to tell her, but she insisted that we were doing it all wrong. She said that our budget was too small and didn't take into consideration your parents.
I don't know what she means by that, because our parents already agreed to let us do what we're doing. But I think I might know what's going on here. I think that my parents are trying to use Bianca to get to us.
Get to us? What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
I never actually mentioned any of this to you, because I didn't think it'd really come up, but my dad has really started complaining about the house a lot. He's gone off on me about how cold he thinks the toilet is, how bad the insulation is in the house, and has a comment for every little thing around here.
Oh, really? I had no idea about any of that at all.
Well, it's true. And I do my best to try and listen to what he has to say, but I think he thought it might be more effective to get Bianca on his side.
And that's why you think she was telling us to totally renovate the first floor as well? But does this mean that we'll have to renegotiate this whole thing with your parents then? Besides, it's not like your dad doesn't have money. If he wants to change things, he has the means to do it.
I know they have money, but they certainly don't even have enough for the kind of changes that my dad would like to see around here. Well, I'm sure he would love it if we paid for someone to fix up the first floor.
But then what are we going to do about all of this?
Well, I don't know what we can do. My parents are already swimming in debt. They have some from when they got the pipes replaced and when my dad bought his last car, too.
I didn't realize that they still hadn't paid those off yet, though.
Yeah, they may have had some savings once, but not anymore. I think this is partially why my dad hasn't come to us directly about this, though. I think he was probably hoping that we'd come to him offering to do all the renovations that he'd want to see.
But what are we going to do? We've already laid so much groundwork for this.
Well, I don't really know what we can do now. If this is really happening, then we really may as well just go and construct a whole new house.
Adam, you can't really be serious about that, can you?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I also know that Bianca has interests in this as well. She's always complaining about coming back and visiting the house since it's out in the country. And since she knows the house is going to go to one of us, she'd probably love it if you and I paid to make it all brand new in the chance that she gets it.
Well, I guess that all makes some sense. But even so, we just don't have the budget to make those sorts of changes.
Yeah, we do. I'll pay it all. I agreed to take responsibility for the project when we started, and I'm not going to go back on my word now.
Adam, you're really going to pay to have the entire house renovated?
That's right. I don't want you to get any more wrapped up in this nonsense than you already are, so just please let me handle this. Of course, if it's okay with you, I'd still like to be able to ask your opinion on interior design questions. You know that I don't know what I'm doing on that front. Just try and think of a first floor that Bianca would also enjoy.
Got it. Well, I promise you to do what I can. I'll try and make the best house that we can.
Thank you so much, Pam. I knew that I could count on you. I'll call the construction crew soon and talk to him about this.
Oh my gosh, this place looks amazing! This feels like a brand new house. You really went all out with this. I mean, this place looks better than I ever could have imagined it looking. Wait, Bianca, are you in the house right now? Yes, I thought I would pay a little visit to see how things are going. I heard the news from my mom and that the construction is finally complete. Well, yes, the workers did say that they were all done yesterday. Well, it seems to me like you really put some serious work into putting this all together, didn't you? I mean, the design is just so, well, like I said, it's amazing. You really do have a keen eye for this kind of stuff, I'll say that much. Oh, well, I'm very happy that you're so pleased with it. I really did try hard to come up with a nice design. Well, I think you did amazing. I mean, just being here makes me want to move in. Or rather, seeing this is part of why we're moving in. From here on out, we're going to be living here. Wait, what do you mean by that? I don't quite understand. Well, we already brought all our bags here, so my husband and I were going to move into the second floor. But hold on a second. The second floor was renovated so that Adam and I could live up there. There isn't really a spare room in the house where you and your husband could even stay here. And since when were you two thinking of moving in with all of us over here? And just what is so wrong about the daughter of a family coming back to her home to live with her parents, huh? It was fun living away in the city, but it's tough out there. Well, I get wanting a new start, but you can't just announce this all of a sudden. I mean, your parents and I had a lot of agreements that went into these designs. And one of the conditions that we all agreed to when doing this was that you wouldn't be coming back to live here. And just why am I not supposed to be allowed to come back and live with my family? My parents own the house, so if I want to come and live with them again, then I think I have more of a right to make that choice than you. You should be glad to be living with someone like me. Are you serious right now? Do you really think that you can just barge in here and announce that this place is yours? It's always been mine. Besides, we've already brought all our bags and belongings, so it's a bit late to do anything about this now. I don't even know what to say to that. Why would you pack all your things up and bring them here? I told you, it's because I wanted to come back and live with my parents again. I know that they must be getting sick of living with you and Adam. And now that I'm wanting to move back, there's really no need for either of you to even be here in the first place. I'm sure they'll be overjoyed to have me back. Bianca, I really don't know how else to say this to you, but that is not how things are going to work. Adam told me when we got married that we would be living with my parents, but that he would make sure that I never had to suffer because of it. So I really don't think that he's going to agree to just pack up our things and leave after fixing up the home like this. And just who do you think you are to talk to me about my brother? I know him much better than you, and I know how to make him go along with what I want. Besides, don't you know that I'm the elder sibling? He has to obey me because what I say goes. I don't even get why you'd want to move here with your parents. Can you go and live with your husband's parents instead? You can't just show up here and declare that you're kicking Adam and I out of our living space. Well, it kind of sounds to me like I just did, didn't I? And you have no right at all to be disagreeing with me. I've had to put up with Adam since he was little, and now I'm finally going to be taking what is rightfully mine. I'm trying to tell you that it's not going to work that way. You can't just show up and announce that you're living here. Besides, you never ever wanted to come here and live before Adam and I put all the money into the house, so what changed? Can you please just shut up and move out already? How many questions are you going to ask me? Why can't you understand that you've lost and now you've got to leave? You know what? Fine. If this is how you want it, then so be it. Finally! I thought I would never get rid of you. I was worried I'd have to get my mom involved, but I'm happy now that you're just giving it all up. I'm sure my parents and my husband and I will all enjoy living for free in the house that you spent the last several months renovating. Oh, don't you worry about us. After all, it's your parents who are paying for everything. Anyways, I've got to go. Wait! What do you mean that it's my parents who are going to be paying for all of this? I'm sorry, but I've got to get a hold of your brother and the real estate agent. I'll also have to extend the lease on the place we were staying in during the construction. No, wait! I'm trying to ask you a question here. What do you mean about my parents having to pay? I thought that you two paid for everything. Well, yes, we were going to pay for everything that we'd done. Then Adam agreed that he'd pay for it all instead. The loan for the construction and everything was, however, taken out in your dad's name. Why in the world would my dad agree to do something like that? Well, at first we were just going to pay for the whole project in one lump payment. But when it expanded to the first floor, we knew we'd need to take out a loan. So your parents and Adam and I went to the bank, and the bank suggested bundling the loan into the rest of your dad's debt. What do you mean, my dad's debt? I didn't know that my dad had any debt. Well, yes, he does. He has it from when he did his own renovations 5 years ago and when he bought his new car. But he still has debt from doing all of that? That's right. But the banker said that it would be more economic to bundle the home loan in with the rest of his debts in a kind of refinancing plan. And so your dad agreed to it, thinking that it would be Adam who gave him the money to pay back the debt. But I don't understand. Why would he do something like this? Well, that's the thing. Your dad still wasn't keeping up with his own debts, so in the end, Adam agreed to take on all the debt as it became too much for your father. I tried explaining some of the risks that this could come with to your dad, but he wasn't really listening at all. But then, if you two are in charge of the payments, and you two just stop paying, then what's going to happen to all that stuff like the car and the house? I imagine you all are about to find out soon enough, actually. After that, I heard from my husband that Bianca reached out to him and was furious about what was happening. I told him I expected that much to happen after all this. Apparently, the bank had sent a notice to the house explaining that if the payments were not continued, they would be seizing the house and the car. Adam's parents only slowly realizing the consequences of their earlier actions. Adam was already upset at them for acting as if they had no idea about any of this. Bianca, however, was even more upset and raged on about how it was unfair that Adam and I were the only ones left unscathed from all of this. Adam agreed to re-sign over the rights to the house and car so that Bianca and his parents could continue their repayments on the loans, but it was only in exchange for the money that Adam and I had already invested in both of those. With little other choice but to agree, Adam's parents, along with Bianca and her husband, are all living together and working hard to come up with the money to pay off these loans. Adam's lawyer said that it wasn't impossible, but that it would take about 30 years for the four of them to do it all. By then, Adam's parents would be in their 90s. Adam and I were sad about how things had to turn out with his parents and sister. But we blocked them on any kind of social media and used the money we got from them to move to a different city where we wouldn't have to deal with them. We found a decent plot of land with a nice starter home on it and began yet another round of renovations. This time, however, we were only following our own blueprints and nobody else's. It may have taken a long time, but I'm excited to finally have my dream house with the man I love. We've more or less lost all contact with the rest of Adam's direct family, but we'll still hear rumors about them coming from distant relatives and the like. Apparently, the four of them decided to sell Adam's dad's new car for a much older model that they could actually afford. They were doing all they could to cut back on costs and escape their debt. I only hope that this experience can at least teach Bianca and her husband a lesson about having respect for others' hard work and not acting so entitled without the authority to back it up. In the meantime, however, Adam and I will still be working on making our dream house a reality as we work hard to follow our plans and stay within budget.
Mom, where are you? Me and Dad are really hungry. Can you make dinner? Sorry, honey, I'm at the hospital right now. The doctor just told me that I'm going to have to be hospitalized starting today. What? Why? I broke my arm. It's completely shattered, and they told me that I won't be able to move around for a while. You broke your arm? Doing what? How could you, a stay-at-home wife, break your arm? You know, half of this is your fault. What do you mean it's my fault? You shattered a glass cup this morning, didn't you? You know, my favorite cup? Oh yeah, it slipped right out of my hand. I forgot to tell you. You know, water got all over my school uniform and I had to dry it off before going to school. I was almost late because of that. Well, why didn't you clean it up afterward? I stepped on a shard of glass that you left on the floor and cut my foot. Really? Yes, do you know how dangerous it is to leave a whole floor full of glass shards? But I mean, it is your job to clean up those things. You're a stay-at-home mom. So you have to do all of the housework for me and Dad. What did you just say? And what do you plan to do when I try to clean it up after and accidentally cut my finger or something? Are you going to watch your precious daughter get hurt like that? So you want me to cut up the bottom of my foot instead? I didn't expect there to be glass, so I stepped directly onto a pool of glass. Then I jumped back because it hurt so much and your father's skateboard was right there. Ended up falling down the whole flight of stairs. You both caused this injury. Do you have it on tape? I'm sure it would go viral if we posted on social media. Stop laughing! I'm injured because of you! I'm in a hospital, for God's sakes! Come on, Mom. Don't blame it all on us. You're the one who was too clumsy to stay on your feet. Who shatters their arm because of a stupid reason like that? What do you mean? And you're overreacting. Why would you need to be hospitalized because of a broken bone? Just come home already. I'm hungry. Your adorable daughter is waiting for her supper. You're gonna make me cook with a right arm like this. Why don't you at least act like you're worried for me? Whatever. I'm done arguing with you. We'll order some delivery. I'll make sure to keep the receipt, so make sure to pay me after you come home. You can stay there for tonight, but come home by tomorrow night so you can cook.
Sarah! Where the hell are you? It's been 3 days already. Come home and do the housework right now.
Do you really think a broken bone is going to fix itself in 3 days? I'm not going to be home for another few months. I did some blood work and the doctor told me that some numbers are off due to overworking. They said that I'll need to stay in the hospital for about another month.
What? Do you think you could just abandon the house for a whole month? I do my job by paying the bills in this household. You do yours. I don't want to hear any excuses. Get your butt home right now.
I'm not making excuses. I'm just telling you what the doctor said that I needed to do. I can't leave until I know that I'm all better, so could you please do the housework while I'm gone?
You shut your mouth. The house is getting dirtier by the minute, and the laundry isn't going to wash itself. Do whatever you need to convince the doctor, and come home this instant.
Are you hearing yourself? You're not a baby, Charles. You know how to do the laundry, and I'm too injured to move.
What did you just say to me? Did you just call me a child? After everything I do for you, you act like that to me. Can't you show a bit of respect for your man?
Is time to heal my injuries really too much to ask for? I even told you multiple times that I needed to put your skateboard away because someone was going to trip on it. But you ignored me when I asked you, and here I am with a broken leg. It's not my fault that I'm stuck in a hospital bed, honey.
Shut up! You live off my hard-earned money. And if you want to leave the house and get hospitalized, then why don't you teach your daughter how to do the housework? She doesn't know how to do crap around the house. Do your job as a mother and a wife.
Why are you blaming me for our daughter not knowing how to do chores? I tried to teach her multiple times and you stopped me.
Oh wow, it's my fault?
Yes, it is! I tried to teach our daughter and you told me not to slack off by making our daughter do the housework. Thanks to that, she started treating me like a maid. It's your fault that she turned out to be incapable of doing these things on her own.
I don't remember saying any of that to you or her. Stop blaming me for your own incapabilities as a mother.
And here you are blaming me for something that isn't my fault again. Why don't you take this time as an opportunity to learn how to do the housework? That way, if an emergency like this ever happens again, you'll know what to do. You two need to become competent and at least sustaining your lives without me for a week.
Are you serious? Why the hell would I have to do that? My job is to earn money so that everyone can live a happy life, and this is yours. There wouldn't be anything to argue about if you would just come home and do your job already.
Are you trying to tell me that you want me to do all the housework that I usually do with a broken arm and a cut-up foot?
That's exactly what I'm telling you to do. Wake up before the man of the house and go to sleep after him. That's how things should be. Scrub the floors until I can see my reflection on them. And I swear, if you try to slack off even a bit, don't forget to take care of the garden too. I don't want any vegetables other than the homemade organic ones. You signed up for this when you married me, so you better get the job done.
I barely get by doing all of those things when I'm healthy. Do you really think that there's even the slightest possibility that I'll be able to manage to do everything as usual with injuries like this?
I'm done talking with you. If you can't come home today, come home as soon as possible. And if you keep wasting my time with your nonsense, don't expect to have a home to come back to.
Charles, what the hell is this? I just got home from the hospital. Why are there divorce papers on the dining table?
Oh, you're finally home. Well, I need you to sign those papers and turn them in for me. Me and Lisa are already living in a different house.
You haven't answered my question. I asked why. Why would I need to sign these papers?
I warned you a month ago that if you don't come back from the hospital as soon as possible, then you won't have a home to come back to.
Wait, so you're telling me that you want to get divorced because I was hospitalized for a month?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. I would have reconsidered it if you'd come home right away after I warned you, but you chose to stay in a hospital. So this is what you get. I don't need a wife who leaves her family for a whole month while they're struggling without her.
I was only gone for 1 month. What kind of nonsense is this? And what gives you the right to take our daughter with you?
Please just shut up. I already have an idea of who I'm going to marry next, so I don't need you anymore. She's waiting for me to propose to her, so hurry up and sign the papers already. I don't need you anymore.
Wait, what do you mean you have an idea of who you're marrying next?
During the month that you weren't there, Lisa and I had a discussion and came to a conclusion. That we don't need a wife and a mother who can't even do her job. So we decided we should get started on finding a new one.
What the hell?
And we actually found the perfect one. A mother and a wife who's younger and prettier than you. Who we don't have to worry about leaving to get hospitalized. She's also better than you at doing housework. Even Lisa said that she's happy to have a mother who's so beautiful and perfect. She even calls her mom now. The three of us are already living together in our new house.
You've got to be kidding me. You cheated on me while I was hospitalized because I got injured? And now you just replaced me with her like I never existed?
Oh, come on. Don't get so worked up. The only reason that we had to resort to this is because you abandoned us first. You basically set me up to cheat on you.
What do you mean?
Look, the only person you have to blame for all of this is yourself. You chose not to do the housework that you were supposed to do, and you lost your job. I don't think anyone will be willing to take in someone like you, but good luck finding a place to stay at.
Whatever, I never planned on coming home anyways.
What?
I understand what you two have to say. Alright then, I'll sign the papers and turn them in right now.
Really? I thought you would be a bit more unwilling. Isn't this where you're supposed to beg me not to leave you?
I told you I never planned to go home anyways. Why would I ever want to go back to being harassed by two idiots like you? I was going to bring up divorce when I got home anyways. This just saves me time. I just finished signing the papers, so I'll go turn them in right now.
What? What do you mean you were planning on bringing up the divorce when you came home? You're saying that you would have divorced me anyways?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Why?
What do you mean by why? I don't need a husband who attacks his own wife for getting injured. I had a lot of time to think about everything alone, and I came to this conclusion. That's why I would have brought it up as soon as I came home anyways.
What?
Yeah, but you saved me the hassle of convincing you, so thank you. Oh, and also, thank you for leaving proof that you were cheating on me. I'll be suing you for this, which means more money for me. Compensation's on top of half of your assets. I'm gonna be so rich after this.
What do you mean you'll be suing me? It's not like I wanted to cheat on you. I only cheated on you because you left me alone for a whole month. You'll never be able to convince the judge that it's worth compensation.
You're joking, right? Do you think you'll win this case because the reason you cheated was I was left for a month to fix a broken bone? Are you stupid? No matter what the reason, cheating is still cheating. I'll be sure to collect every single penny from you. And if you still have anything to say, make sure to contact me through my lawyer. I'll be hiring one to sue you on this case.
You're hiring a lawyer?
Of course I am. I never want to see you again, even for this procedure. I just took a look around, but this dirty house is full of evidence you're cheating.
What?
You have a habit of sticking receipts into your pocket instead of throwing them away, don't you? Oh my, you two must have had an amazing time at a nice restaurant. And a hotel, already. Well, I'll be handing all of these to my lawyer, so good luck getting away with this.
Come on, Sarah.
Oh, and you left your watch collection here too. I'll be sure to take good care of it all.
Wait, no, I didn't leave it there intentionally. I just couldn't find any of my watches because the house was so messy.
Of course you couldn't. I always cleaned up after the two of you. How could someone like you have possibly found anything in this mess of a house?
Give them back to me right now. I bought all of those with my own money. They're mine.
No, Charles, they're our shared asset, which means they're also mine. I won't be returning them until the court case is over and what I get is ruled.
What?
Well, that's that. And make sure to tell me where your new address is later. I'll send my lawyer right away and we'll have a meeting about everything.
Shut up! I'll never tell you.
Well, then I guess I'll keep these watches that are worth years of your hard work. I can't wait to put them up for auction and see how high they'll go.
What?
If you want to keep at least half of it instead of losing it all, then send me your new address. Mom! What did you do? Why is so much of Dad's savings gone? He told me when we left the house that he had well over $100,000 in savings. Sorry, honey. Over half of everything that he used to have is mine now because we got divorced and he cheated on me in the process. I'm sure your father's struggling to get by now, but I wish the three of you a happy life together. How are we supposed to live a happy life with barely enough for anything? Dad even said that he got demoted at work, and now we barely have any savings. I had to give up on my dream college because we didn't have enough money left to pay for the tuition. Oh no, your father got demoted at work? Stop acting surprised when you're the one who was behind it. You leaked that he cheated on you to his company. He was forced to be demoted because of you. I mean, he did what he did, so what's so wrong with telling the truth? Who would have thought that the woman he cheated on me with was a coworker at work? None of that would have happened if she had just given in and paid her portion of the compensation. She kept ignoring my calls and letters, so I had no choice but to reach out to her company. I hate you! Dad got demoted and Molly got fired because of you. Oh wow, I didn't know that the other woman was fired. But look on the bright side, you always wanted an obedient housewife who you could treat like a maid. I don't need a maid who doesn't know how to do anything around the house. I can't believe how useless she is. What? I heard that she was great at cooking and that she was beautiful. That was a lie. She doesn't know how to cook a single dish. She just bought things from the store and acted like she cooked for us. We thought that she was good at cleaning, but it turned out that she was just stuffing everything into a closet. She's not nearly as good at cleaning and cooking as you, Mom. Oh, really? Yeah, so I decided that I want to live with you instead of Dad. I don't want to spend another day with him and Molly. It's driving me crazy. What? Yeah, and it's a good deal on your part, too, because you can make him pay child support to you. You're greedy enough to take him for more than half of everything from Dad. You'll take me in to get paid even more, right? Why would I take you in? And you can stop calling me Mom. Call me Sarah from now on. What? I don't want a daughter who won't even worry about me when I'm being hospitalized after getting injured. I changed the keys to all the locks. You won't be able to come inside anymore. What do you mean you don't want me? I'm your own daughter. You treated your own mother in a way that made her not want to take you in. This is all your own fault. Farewell, Lisa.
Hey, Sarah. I was wondering, is there any chance that we could get back together?
What?
You heard everything from Lisa already, haven't you? Molly tricked us into thinking she could replace you. But it was all a lie, and she wasn't even close to what we thought she was. And we both realized how important you were to us.
Too late. I have no intention of becoming a family with the two of you anymore. Even if you were going to break up with Molly, you're going to have to live alone with Lisa from now on.
Come on, don't be like that. It's been a while since we split. Aren't you starting to realize how difficult it is to live all on your own?
What?
Yeah, I mean, you're probably struggling to find a job with a resume like that, aren't you? The only workplace experience that you have is kitchen. No matter how much money you took from me, you can't go on unemployed forever, can you? I got demoted, but I still have a strong feeling that I can make it back up that ladder. My company just put me in as a member of a big project. I'm sure they'll promote me again if this goes well.
Congratulations on that! But you don't have to worry about me. I've already found a new job for myself, and I'm not struggling to get by at all.
What? You already found a job?
Yeah, I work as a maid now. I can use my knowledge and skills in a workplace like this.
Oh, so you're a maid now. So you are barely getting by, right? Well, then you don't have to act tough. I get it. You have a job. Can we just get back together?
I'm not acting tough at all. I get paid a salary and tips, so I make about $2,500 a month.
2,500? You make the same amount as me!
Oh, that's how much you make now?
Why would a maid be paid so much each month? All you do is cook and clean, right? That's not fair.
I mean, the customers want a maid who can do the job really well, that badly. And they're all people who've been through hard times and understand how difficult it is to do things like scrubbing floors. That's why they're generous with the amount they pay me.
Really?
Yes, I clean a mansion every day and it's amazing. They liked how I do my job, so they made me their personal maid. I've been told that if I keep up the good work, they plan to give me raises periodically. It's like my dream come true.
But...
Of course, I won't get full of myself and will study and get some certificates so that I can find another job whenever things go sideways. Anyways, I'm doing amazingly on my own, so you have nothing to worry about. I'll never ever get back together with you.
do you hate us that much?
Yes, but I do hope that you and your new family get along well. After all, she's the reason you were able to realize how important I was to you, so treat her well. Well then, let's both enjoy the new chapters of our lives. After that, neither my daughter nor ex-husband ever reached out to me again. However, I heard rumors that the new wife is still horrible at housework. Apparently, the only meals that they ever have together are bought food. As a result, Charles was diagnosed with diabetes and is now spending his days in a hospital. Lisa's been acting like a victim towards her friends at school, but nobody looked convinced since she would always say condescending things about me even at school. They even concluded that she harassed me so badly that I had to leave and that they didn't want to be friends with her anymore.